Welcome to another video about the world's greatest crime stories. Today, we're going to talk about Charles Manson, whose life began in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1934 and was marked from the beginning by a chaotic childhood and parental neglect. His mother, Kathleen Maddox, was only 16 years old when she gave birth to him and led an unstable life due to alcohol abuse. Manson never met his biological father, William Manson, who remained absent from his life. Consequently, Manson went through several foster homes and juvenile correctional institutions during his troubled childhood. His entry into the world of crime came early when Manson was first convicted at the age of 13 for an aggravated robbery. As he grew older, his criminal record grew with a series of convictions for theft, car theft, armed robberies, and assaults. He spent most of his adult life behind bars, which provided him with the opportunity to develop his skills of manipulation and control over other inmates, a trait he would later use to form his Manson family. In 1967, Manson was released from prison and moved to California, where he began to attract followers. His followers were predominantly young people disillusioned with society, many of whom were seeking purpose and belonging. Manson presented himself as a charismatic leader and prophesied an imminent apocalypse that he called Helter Skelter, a reference to the Beatles' song. He claimed that society was on the brink of collapse and that he and his family would emerge as the leaders of the new post-apocalyptic world. The influence Manson exerted over his followers was extraordinary and terrifying. He subjected them to a combination of brainwashing techniques, drug abuse, and psychological manipulation. Manson not only encouraged violence but also instigated blind devotion and total submission. This led many of his followers to commit acts of extreme cruelty in his name. The most notorious murders associated with Charles Manson occurred in August 1969 when Manson ordered 4 of his followers, Charles Tex Watson, Susan Atkins, Linda Kasabian, and Patricia Krenwinkel, to invade the home of pregnant actress Sharon Tate and commit a series of brutal murders. In addition to Tate, 4 other people in the house were killed in a shocking manner. The crimes were marked by extreme brutality and bloody messages left on the walls. In the following 2 days, Manson's followers committed more murders, including the murder of the Leno and Rosemary LaBianca couple. These murders shocked the nation and attracted media attention due to their brutal nature and the apparent lack of a logical motive. The police eventually tracked down Manson's killers and arrested them. In the subsequent trial, Manson and several of his followers were sentenced to life in prison. Manson remained in prison until his death in 2017. Charles Manson's impact on popular culture is profound. His crimes and his ability to manipulate have been explored in numerous books, films, documentaries, and songs over the years. Manson and his family are often referenced as examples of fanaticism and extreme violence. His dark legacy continues to generate discussions about evil, the influence of charismatic leaders, and the limits of human psychology. The story of Charles Manson is a somber reminder of how a combination of childhood abuse, flaws in the criminal justice system, and psychological manipulation can lead to acts of heinous violence and unimaginable brutality. Manson left a legacy of horror and despair that remains alive in the collective memory and continues to arouse interest and disquiet to this day. Did you already know Charles Manson and his story? Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.